Hi disciples and my eye watchers, this is Jetsu, and as you know on my channel I talk about God, His love, and His Son and His Son coming back. And today we're going to look at Jesus and the Samaritan woman, because back then the Samaritans and the Jewish people, they never really see eye to eye. So when Jesus was journey and he was very, very exhausted and tired, he came to this well, and now he ran into the Samaritan woman. So we're going to read the story to see what happened, since the Jews and the Samaritan tried to stay, away from each other. So let's read on. So today, I'm going to be reading John 4, reading chapter 4, reading from verse 1 to about 17 or 18, and see what the story Jesus has to tell us about. We should treat each other equal. This is all about everybody is the same. In God's eyes, all of us are the same. The only difference is when it comes to this our salvation. Those who seek God and those who love God, those who respect God and serve God and accept His Son, then you're on a different path. But other than that, everybody is equal as God's children. So John 4, reading from verse 4, chapter 4, reading from verse 1 to about 17. When therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. So the disciples, they told Jesus that the Pharisees heard now that He baptizing more people than John did when John was alive. So this is the disciples are telling Jesus that the Pharisees know that He's baptizing more people more, because of course Jesus is more compassionate. His teaching is compassion, and He showed love to the people. And verse 2, though Jesus Himself did not baptize, but His disciples, Jesus did not baptize anyone, but Jesus' disciples are the one who do the baptizing. He left Judea and depart again into Galilee, and He made need go through Samaria. So Jesus was traveling from Judea to Samaria, and then come to the city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. So Jesus is traveling from Judah to Samaria, and then he came to, after so many days, he came to this parcel of land that was given to Joseph by his father Jacob. Jacob is the patriarch, Jacob. So Jacob also built a well. So now Jacob well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6 hours. So Jesus came through Joseph land, and there was a well that Jacob built, and he sat there because he was weary from his journey and he was tired. And here this Samaritan woman, there cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said unto her, give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. So Jesus' disciples went to different city to buy meat. They probably went to buy lamb meat, because there is a lot of lamb in those areas. And so the disciple was gone. Jesus was sat by the well, and the woman came up, and Jesus said, give me some water. The woman looked at Jesus very strange, because the Jew and the Samaritan, they did not mix together back in those days. So she found it strange that a Jew sitting at the well asking her for water to drink. Then by the Jacob well was there. Jesus then being there, and for this his disciples were gone away. I think I read that already. Then said the woman to the woman of Samaria unto him, how is this that thou being Jew ask me drink of me, which am I a woman of a Samaritan? For the Jew have no dealing with the Samaritan. So the woman finds it strange that Jesus is asking her for water to drink, because the woman know the Jews and the Samaritan does not mix. So she finds it very strange for a Jewish person to be asking her for water to drink. But Jesus did not find it strange, because Jesus does not see different in anyone. Each person is created in the eyes of God equally. Everybody is the same. No one is better. So this is strange for the Samaritan woman to see a Jewish person giving her water to drink, but it wasn't strange for Jesus. Jesus answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God, and who is that say to thee, give me to drink, thou would have asked of him, and he would have given her living water. So Jesus is saying, if you had known who asked for the water to drink, you would have given me the water, But you looking at me as another regular Jewish man sitting by the well asking to give me some water, when Jews and Samaritan does not mix. But if you had known who you're asking for the water, I would have given you living water, which is salvation. This is what Jesus is talking about. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with this well, for the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? So the woman said, I have no string, I have nothing to hook up this bucket to put down in the well to draw some water, because the well is deep, and maybe at that time the well wasn't even full for the water to be at the top. You could just dip the bucket and get the water. So she's telling Jesus the well is deep, which means the water was low. It was very low down in the well. So so the woman said, sorry, verse 12. Jesus mentioned the living water to her, which is salvation Jesus speaking of. Verse 12, art thou greater than our father Jacob, which have gave us the well, and drank there of himself and his children and his cattle? So the woman said, you speak of living water. Are you greater than Jacob, who gave us this well? His cattle drink from this well, and his children. So who are you? Are you greater than Jacob? You know, from our forefather. Jesus answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again, but whosoever drink of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of living water. So Jesus said, whoever drink of this water you came to get with your bucket from the well, that you say your forefather built, whoever drink of this water shall surely thirst again. But whoever drink of the salvation that I'm giving to you, the light and life that I'm giving to you, everlasting life, shall never, ever, ever has to come back to this well to drink again. So this is what Jesus is telling her, and she's not catching on too well about what Jesus is talking about. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come either to draw. So the woman said, give me this living, you're talking about this living water. Give me this living water. That's the water I want. I want the water so I don't need to come back to the well to draw any more water. So this is what she's saying to Jesus. Yeah, Jesus, give me this living water you're talking about. So I don't have to walk this long journey to come dip my bucket to get water from this well anymore. Jesus said unto her, go call thy husband and come either. Call your husband and come back. The woman answered and said unto him, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast 5 husbands, and thou hast now his not thy husband. In that said thou truly. So Jesus is telling the woman, go call your husband. And Jesus said, the woman said, I have no husband. Jesus said, you have 5 husbands, and all 5 of them is not yours. So you speak the truth when you say you have no husband, because those husbands does not belong to you, they belong to somebody else. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. So now she said, I'm going around with these 5 men. They're married men. They have their wife somewhere else. But a lot of people didn't even know I'm doing it. So now you must be a prophet for you to know all of this stuff. Because I've been doing this for a while and no one knows. And you telling me I have 5. Oh yeah, I have 5 of them. I'm sleeping around with 5 of them. That's what she's saying. So you must be a prophet to know this. Our father worshipped in this mountain, and he saw that in Jerusalem is a place where men are to worship. So she's saying, our father worship in this mountain, and it's east, and they say this is Jerusalem is the place that thou supposed to worship. Jesus is saying to her now. Jesus said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when he shall neither in the mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father. So Jesus is telling her, a time is coming when you're neither going to be in Jerusalem, neither in the mountain, or even at this well drawing this water. So listen to what I'm saying. Jesus is telling to her, he worship ye know not. What ye know, what ye worship for salvation is of the Jews. So Jesus is saying, just like we're doing today, we worship and we know not. Most of us, we go to church, we worship, sing and everything, we know not what we are doing, we know not what we are worshiping. Here in verse 22, Jesus is saying, ye worship, ye know not what ye know. What we worship for salvation is of the Jew. But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshipper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Because God seeketh such to worship him in spirit and in truth. And like I told you, God does not deal with what I said? The flesh. So you're worshiping God. Everything's up to be the spirit with God. the spirit, worshiping God in spirit and in truth. So God does not deal with the flesh. God deal with spirit. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When is he come? He will tell us all things. Jesus said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. So the woman said, we've been hearing all these years in Jerusalem, the Messiah is coming. And when the Messiah is come, he's going to tell us all these things. So what you're telling me right now, it seems like you're a prophet. So when the Messiah come, he's going to tell us all these things you're telling me. The Messiah is telling him. And Jesus looked at her and said, woman, I who's speaking to you is he. I'm the Messiah. That's supposed to be coming. So let's see what the woman said. The woman said unto him, Jesus said unto her, no, I'm sorry, verse 27. And upon this came his disciples and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, what seekest thou, or why talkest thou with her? So in other words, the disciple went to get the meat, like I told you. They went to get probably lamb, because like I said, they ate those type of meat back then in those days, or maybe goat. So when the disciples came, they too were surprised to see Jesus talking to the woman. Because here verse 27 is saying the disciples were shocked to see Jesus speaking to a Samaritan woman. But they're around Jesus so long that they should have known who Jesus was, that Jesus is going to talk to anybody. So they were surprised that here it says in verse 27, yet no man said, what seekest thou? They just be silent. No one said anything. When they walk up and they saw that sight of Jesus speaking to the woman, who Jesus told the woman to go get her husband, because all 5 is not hers, the disciples said, nada, nothing. Verse 28, the woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men, oh, you all gotta come, you all. Guess what, all? I saw a man who can tell us about our life. Then the woman then left her water pot and went to the city. Come, verse 29, come see a man which told me all things that I have ever did. Is not this the Christ? So the ladies put it from prophet now to Christ. It gotta be Christ, because Jesus told her that I am he, the Christ, who they preach about and who they said is to come. Yes, I am he, and though I am a Jew, I'm on earth and I'm a Jew, I can speak to a Samaritan because I see everyone as equal. Verse 20, then verse 30, then they went out of the city and came unto him. In the meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know it of. So the disciples, so he's there talking, because now the woman went in the city. He get all the people. Everybody want to see, you know how we all love a story. Everybody want to see, who is this man? Who is this new prophet or whoever he is? This is what they're saying. They all gathered around. They all came. So the disciples said, we travel all day, and now we get to Samaritan, and all of this is happening. So you must be hungry, Jesus. And verse 30 and verse 32. But he said unto them, but verse 31, in the meanwhile his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. So they're telling Jesus, I know it's been a long day. You must be tired now. Eat. And Jesus said unto the disciples, I have meat. So they thought someone fed Jesus, when Jesus is teaching and want people to get salvation, food is the last thing on his mind. So I just want to say to you, my fellow eye watchers, those who seeking to know God and come to God, and my disciples too, who are new convert, I just want to say, let's just all treat everyone equal. So this story is to show us we should teach each equal. It's about salvation. It's about the living water, which is life, which is everlasting life, salvation. But it's also a story to tell us that we should treat each other equal and don't have partiality. Don't be prejudiced. So this is what the story is telling us. But it's deeper than that. It's about getting salvation. So until then, my fellow disciples of Christ and eye watchers and those who want to seek salvation, I want to say, always remember, find a church so you can be able to get your salvation. So until then, God first, man second. God first, man second. So if you like what you hear, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so whenever I upload something, you're the first to hear. So until then, thank you and God bless.